I want to tell you about a gift that I almost didn't accept. Early in my leadership career, I thought the job was to have all the answers. The more I knew, the better I led, the faster I moved, the more I got done. I was a supervisor of 12, then a manager of 50, then a director of 200. Eventually, I had close to 1,000 people that were inside the reach of my leadership. And somewhere in that climb, I started to notice something. It seemed like the faster I moved, the more I left people behind. The more I told, the less they grew. The harder I pushed, the more they carried. And my team members were starting to leave. They started to go work for other people. See, I was working harder and getting less. Then I met Robin. Robin was an executive president, and she didn't just be my boss. She started coaching me. She didn't tell me what to do. She asked me questions I couldn't answer. She slowed me down when I was certain speed was the answer. She held up a mirror and let me see what I'd been missing. And something strange happened. I got better results in less time. Not overnight, but consistently. I wasn't working harder. I was actually working differently. And because I stopped rushing and stopped rushing people, growth started happening naturally. See, feedback is a gift. And like any gift, its value depends entirely on the person receiving it. You can give a gift to a wise person and they'll treasure it, they'll carry it, they'll build with it. You can give that same gift to an arrogant person, they'll hand it right back to you. The difference is not the gift. The difference is the posture of the person holding it. For years, I handed it back. Now I ask for it. Here's something I started doing that changed how my teams experience leadership. I started doing something called rounding with a purpose. It wasn't walking the floor to be seen, not managing by wandering around. Rounding with a purpose means you show up to a person's space, their space, with a specific intention to ask them, listen to them, and learn. You ask the questions on page 139 of your workbook. Now I'm going to change them slightly. Imagine starting with mission, vision, and values. What's working well? What could be better? What do you need from me? What's one thing I could do better as a leader to move our mission forward? What do you need from me that you're not getting? Where am I getting in the way? Who is one person I can recognize for a job well done? Now ask them for some specifics of that compliment. And you guessed it, go to the person they said was doing well and start it all over again. Just keep it grounded on the foundation, mission, vision, values, and your goals. That's it. You don't fix, you don't explain, you don't justify, you listen. And then you actually do something with what you heard. When leaders round with a purpose consistently, something changes in the culture. People start waiting for annual reviews to tell you the truth. They start telling you now because they've learned you're actually listening. This week in your workbook, you'll practice both sides of the feedback conversation. When you give feedback, use this structure. When we think about our mission, what's working well? What could improve? How can I help? When you receive the feedback, go find one person that you trust. What's one thing I could do better as a leader? What do you need from me that you're not getting? Is there anywhere I'm getting in the way? When someone gives you feedback, your only job is to listen. Do not defend, do not explain, do not justify. They say thank you and then just sit with it. And I want to say something directly before we go into this week's session. This cohort is not one more thing on your list. I know it can feel that way. Another commitment, another hour, another tool to learn. But that's not what this is. These practices, feedback, coaching, presence, listening, they shouldn't add to your load. They should change how you carry it. When you stopped at the lantern, when you learned to ask instead of tell, you didn't slow down. You actually got time back, and it changes for both you and the person, and chances are you'll both enjoy it. Feedback is the same. Give it well, receive it well, and watch what happens to the people around you. We're on this journey together. Let's go. Please watch the next video this session. It's called The Law of the Saw, and I think it will make a lot of sense.